What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So I got grease gun, and what I'm going to show you is the best method for taking your wheels off, and that is this guy here, Cornwell 1/2 inch breaker bar. Now you definitely want to do this when the tire's on the ground, because it'll spin when you go left jack up in the air, and you won't, it'll be very difficult and then I want to show you the best way to torque them or to put them back on. Now this is a 3-ton jack, and it's coming off the, you don't get a good bite. It wants to slip here. I don't know why. That's mildly irritating. Anyway, I guess I can grease this here. And I should have loose enough. Some of them are. So you can just always hold the tire with your knee. I didn't have it loose enough. And these are new lug nuts. So these are brand new. This is a soft metal. So I'll show you another tool you can use, but you got to be very careful. It's a very soft metal. These are brand new, because my other ones were worn out. And it still doesn't want to come off. I don't know why. Being so difficult. The only reason I'm doing this is because I've got to grease the other part of it. I'm gonna do this. stupid. So, just gotta give a little extra motivation here. Because now all the weight's on these. They're still nice and brand new. You want to try to keep them that way. So if you want to keep them that way, that is the easiest way. So now we're going to grease the suspension components quickly. So I get this thing back on its tire. Check my bushings. I'll clean the grease fittings. Then we're going to use the Milwaukee grease gun from work. These, you just want to have them till the bushing swells nice and stiff. Perfect. So there's that. So that's all done. Go ahead and put the tire back on. Might have to check that part. And the knees on the stones, obviously. I'm gonna jack it up higher. Of course, it wants to be a pain in my butt. Make sure you have it jacked up high enough. And probably not a good idea to do that with my busted up hands. What I did is I jammed this hand up and sprained this. So probably not the best idea. But you want to put them back on. And what I'll do, spin them back on good. And I'll tighten what I can with this to put them on the ground. I'll hold the tire. Get as tight as you can by hand. Yeah, it takes longer to get that. But get them as tight as you can before you set her on the ground, because you don't want to damage your lug nuts. You don't want to damage the stud or the threads, more particular on the stud. So you definitely want to do the next part on the ground. Tighten it as good as you can with this, and you're not putting out 140 foot-pounds on this alone, but you're putting out enough where you can get it snug enough to use the next tool. Then we'll go ahead and let the jack down. Keep some weight on it. And now the next part is this guy. And this is not necessary. I'll show you another tool you guys can have. This is a tech angle. So I use this whenever I do suspension. You can hear the beep, it's on. It's at 140 foot-pounds. Use the up and down arrow, get it where you want it. I should have put my tripod out here, I didn't. Apologize for that. So you want to start. That's one. Then you'll go to this one. And then you'll go to this one. And then you'll go back over to this one. And then you'll go back over to that one. Then you'll go that one. You just check them. And that's it. Now your lug nuts are nice and tight. You can turn this off. And what you want to do after every time you use one of these, whether it's Snap-on, whether it's a Matco version, Mac, Icon, Harbor Freight, whatever it might be, you want to take the batteries out. Then you want to test the batteries with a voltmeter, multimeter, or a battery tester from Amazon or something. But a multimeter always works. And then you want to put that back in. And the reason, in storage, even though this is in the house, in a climate controlled environment, you don't want a chance of corrosion. And that's how you save your lug nuts and you torque them properly. And that goes for this, that goes for the Mercury, that goes for the Acadia, that goes for the Duramax. Funny thing about Black Betty is her torque settings for her studs are the same as these, 140 foot-pounds. So, and then I'll rotate them every 2,000 miles. These are 5.5 years old, so they'll be getting replaced soon. Nitto G2s. So what I do is I go left front to right rear, left rear to right front is how I rotate these. Now be careful when you rotate your tires. These are not directional, and these are E-rated tires, because I tell, just like the tires on the Duramax are E-rated. So make sure you're getting either D-load. Some vehicles are D-load, like those. Those don't need E-load. E-ratings are for towing. They're a heavier duty tire, they're more expensive. Like I said, I tow with this truck I'm going to be towing with that one when I get the stuff fixed on it and get the tags renewed coming up here soon. I'll be towing more with that one. Those vehicles are not for towing. You want to get the right size. You want to make sure you're not getting too big a tire or too wide a tire if you have an offset wheel. But we'll get more into that in another video. But you want to make sure your tire pressure is good. And you just want to check them. And rotating your tires will save the hell out of your tires and make them last several times as long. Because they still got some good tread, and I could sell these to a farmer or something and make a little bit of cash off of them to go towards the next tires. Tires on Black Betty, because my dad was older, he had some health issues, so it's not his fault. But these tires, hardly any tread left on them, and there is a spot here on the sidewall, as you can see there. They just weren't maintained. Again, he was older and he just didn't have the energy, and he had some health issues, so that's why I tried as much as I could to take care of stuff for him. But anyway guys, that is going to be my next purchase. This is from work, M18 Milwaukee grease gun. That thing is freaking awesome. It makes light work out of this stuff. I can't tell you how much I love these grease guns. So until the next video guys, like, subscribe, comment, share, notifications. Once we hit 100, doing a free giveaway. So love y'all. Catch you on the next one. Peace.